And I love that you have the courage to stand up for just truth. Because today it's like we have so many people that are afraid to just say what's true. We feel like we have to go on with this woke thing about the genders, about this, about that, about, the mask works, it doesn't work, we have to go along with it. And this country is in desperate need of men and women, but men who will stand up and speak truth regardless of the consequences. And the consequence is getting hammered by the media, going through what you went through with Trump, having the establishment come out and try to destroy your entire life and everything.
No, I'm going to be very clear. I lost my home. I lost my car. I lost my insurance. I lost my ability to make a living because for 18 months I was gagged by the judge. Therefore, I couldn't give a speech or write an article on any subject whatsoever. So I had no ability to support my family. Then after I was pardoned by President Trump, who had the courage and the strength to see that I was targeted in a political witch hunt, I was targeted to try to squeeze me, to force me to bear false witness against him. I was arrested in January of 2019. In July, they called my lawyer to Washington and they said, here's a list of 26 cell phone calls between candidate Donald Trump and your client, Roger Stone. All he's got to say is that this had to do with Russian collusion and WikiLeaks, and will argue that he should get no jail time. In other words, they wanted me to bear false witness. I believe the Ten Commandments are very clear on this point.
Yeah.
I refused, and I was looking into the abyss. I thank Jesus Christ for the fact that I'm here. I think the Lord gave the president the strength and the courage to pardon me in an election year. Unfortunately, the PTSD out of this is my wife being diagnosed with stage 4 cancer almost immediately after my pardon. And now I'm happy to tell you, despite what the doctor said at the time, that even as we speak here, through the healing power of Jesus Christ, my wife is in full remission. She is cancer-free. The doctor said this was not possible. But with Jesus Christ, everything is possible. Even victory on Saturday is possible. We do battle for the Lord.
That's good. And that plays right into the messages you've been putting out all across the state. I've been to a few of your rallies, and I noticed that people actually show up. And it's different people all the time. It's not just a crowd that likes you, that follows you around
Well, I think that Jordan Peterson is actually, I think, very much such a powerful person in our day and age, because he teaches the message that's true. And the message, and it's a message we want to hear, is that the world is a mess. This country is a mess. And you are not helpless. You have a role to play. You can make it better. And that's the message of we the people, is that this is your country. The government belongs to you. And either the people in office hold the power or the people hold the power. And our message to the people is, guess what? You are not powerless. And when enough of us stand together, you look what we did during the Tea Party movement. And I think 2022, and I want to hear your predictions next, is going to be the Tea Party 10X. And I want to hear what kind of candidates you think are going to go into Washington. I want to hear what you think is going to happen in 2022.
Well, this is a key point. I don't think that the election of a Republican majority in the House and the Senate is going to change anything. That's not enough. What you need to have is a subset of Republicans in both the House and the Senate. I can't tell you exactly many because we don't know what our margin will be in the House. But if we take the House, a group of 10 patriots, stout men and women who will hang together and thwart the rhino leadership that doesn't want to impeach Joe Biden. No, Joe Biden needs to be impeached.
Absolutely.
He's guilty of crimes far worse than anything Donald Trump is alleged to have been done in 2 impeachments. Kevin McCarthy, the gutless, feckless rhino from California, who goes around and denies that there are drugs and sex in Washington, when he's part of both of them, in my opinion, is not going to challenge the status quo. He's interested in power and money and prestige, but he's not going to challenge the status quo. In the Senate, Mitch McConnell, who's become very, very wealthy from his time in public office because of his wife's connections to the highest levels of the Red Chinese government, is not going to challenge the status quo, but just the election of 3 senators to join Mike Lee and Rand Paul in the Senate, and the election of 10, 12, 15 House members like Jason Preston, like Laura Loomer, like R.J. Majewski in Ohio. I could name many others. Yeah. That group can use their leverage to drive the caucus. It's very simple. Kevin, we're not voting for you for Speaker under any circumstances. You don't have a majority. You'll never have a majority for any of your cockamamie New World Order crap. So a small group of people can change the direction of Congress, change the direction of the country. Those who sit back and say, well, we're going to take both houses, everything's going to be great. McCarthy's already signaled he's not going to be great. He won't impeach Joe Biden. Biden needs to be removed. The corruption surrounding his son, which they told us was Russian disinformation, but we now know was the truth. The chairman of the House Intelligence Committee said it was straight from the Kremlin. He needs to be barred from the Congress. He needs to be stripped of his committees, and there needs to be an article of censure put up in the House. But Kevin McCarthy won't do that. Adam Schiff, the most odious piece of garbage to ever serve in the U.S. Congress, a congenital liar, a fraudster, a man who said that he had seen more than circumstantial evidence of Russian collusion, a man who schemed and plotted in violation of House rules and the law to help Robert Mueller in their illicit and illegal indictment of me. I'm coming for you, Adam. You can bet on that.
Well, we'll come with you.
Hey, yeah.
We're
Well, you mentioned Mike Lee, right?
A great man.
And have you watched what's been going on with that? I mean, our other senator doesn't want to endorse him.
That's probably getting him votes, to be honest with you. People don't like Mitt Romney because he's a fraud. He ran for the U.S. Senate in 1978 as a Republican in Massachusetts against Ted Kennedy. He was in favor of same-sex marriage. He was in favor of partial birth abortion. Are those consistent with the teachings of your church? I don't believe so.
No.
They're not consistent with any Christian teachings. So that's the real Mitt Romney. He believes in nothing. He's a different color hair every time you see him.
He believes in power.
He doesn't know what he stands for.
What about this McMullen?
Well, he worked for the Central Intelligence Agency. He is a globalist. He's not a conservative. There is a neocon group that's hell-bent on war that he seems to pal around with. How many votes did he get out here when he ran? Not too many, did he? And as I recall...
No, but what surprised me is he actually fooled a lot more people than I thought he would.
Well, but Donald Trump won the state big. It was not close. I've been in the state for less than 6 hours. I've yet to meet anybody who actually likes Mitt Romney. I don't know anyone who likes him. Mike Lee is a great patriot. He's a man of enormous courage, enormous energy. It is vital that he get reelected, and I don't think he's going to have any problem. And Frank, not having the endorsements of Mitt Romney is probably a huge plus for his campaign because people don't like Mitt Romney.
Well, Jason, we're getting close to being out of time, and I just wondered if there were some additional things you wanted to say to our audience. I mean, we're out there on Facebook Live now.
Yeah, I just really want to emphasize we have the power as the people to fix this country. Roger Stone is not a politician, but he's an individual who sees a problem and he's willing to stand up and fight. I'm not a politician. I'm a regular guy that says, I see a problem and I'm not helpless. I'm going to stand up and fight for my children. You look at the delegates out there. These delegates here in Utah that are out there, they're incredible. They see the problems in this country. They know what happened in 2020. They see what's gone on with our borders. They see that this country is under siege. And they went from sitting home and complaining behind the TV screen and saying, I'm going to stand up and do something about it. HB 60, SB 2004 that got passed last year, bills that started from regular we the people. We're in the fight. We're showing up in the Capitol. We're fed up with what's happened, and we're going to take this state back, one individual at a time, not sit back and wait for our politicians. And that's what this year's about. That's what I'm excited about is when we get through this, on the other side, the establishment better be terrified because we're going to tell you what we're going to do. Those numbers at the Capitol at 500 people are going to turn to 5 and 10,000. And when the people realize how much power they hold, not just in this state, but across this country, that's when freedom comes back, is when we, the people, recognize who we are and why we're here. And I believe we will win. That, like you said, it's a battle of light and dark. This is not a left versus right, it's up versus down. And we will not lose.
God bless you.
And that's why you're here too.
It is. It's like during the days of the Revolution. They said, "Ride to the sound of the guns." No, I'm not advocating violence. Sorry, shot, got you on that one. What I'm saying is, there's a fight here. That's why I'm here. There's an important fight on Saturday. I didn't get up at 4:00 this morning to fly to Salt Lake, just because I wanted to see your fabulous mountains. I came here because there's a fight for liberty on Saturday. There's a breakthrough opportunity to show the country what can be done right here in Utah. That's what I'm here. I like a good, solid political fight. I'm ready for the battle.
You're amazing.
Thank
God bless
you. We'll see you guys next week.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.